Fresh killer.
What up, tribe? How art thou? Merry Christmas. Um, as I sit here in the jammies bought for me by my dear sister. Shout out Pikachu. I want to talk about the verdict in the Tory Lanez case. How Megan Thee Stallion has been treated the past 2 years in the media, in social media in particular. And the narrative that is being constructed right now of her being the victim of Misogynoir. I want to do this as quickly as possible. So let's get into it. I have a problem with being bullied into silence, being bullied into suspending my critical thinking, okay? I had a problem with that as it related to COVID, as it related to the vaccine. And I'm having a problem with that as it relates to Meg Thee Stallion and Black male-female dynamic. So if I question some of the things that Meg has said in regards to the case, in regards to the Tory Lanez case the past 2 years, that does not make me a misogynist. That does not mean that I don't support Black women or that I don't think that Black women should be protected. And I want to point to an article that was written by Ms. Janice Gassam Asari for Forbes magazine. And in that, it seems as if she tries to create this narrative, this good versus evil, Black versus white, left versus right, you're either with us or you're not type of dynamic. And I think that is harmful. Let's get into the article. In the article, Ms. Grossman writes that some have pointed to holes in Megan's story, and others have called her sexual history into question, as if either variable excuses the harm she endured. What has taken place over the last 2 years since the incident occurred is a prime example of misogynoir. When the case first happened, when the shooting first happened 2 years ago, and I saw that video of Meg stepping backwards with her hands up at the behest or at the demand of police, with her feet bleeding onto the concrete, my heart, my soul, my everything went out to her, and all of my rage and condemnation went to whoever did this to her. As it turned out, it was Mr. Tory Lanez. Initially, she was saying that she stepped on glass. She said that she did that to protect Tory from the police. But my heart went out to her. Like, I was with her. I was really upset. Like, who shoots a woman in the foot? Like, I was definitely thinking, my goodness, we have got to communicate with one another. We as Black men have got to do better. I was on that whole vibe, 100% on that vibe. And I want to maintain that no matter what happened, she did not deserve to be shot. And that is horrendous and that is egregious. And it looks like Tory's going to go away for a while. And I guess he has the right to appeal. But in this case, I don't think that their strategy was good. I think that he should have taken a stand for himself. It looks as though he is guilty. If they are saying that the friend Kelsey shot Meg, then he should have gone on the stand and he should have said that himself. So it looks to me as if he is guilty of this crime. Now, let me get back into this misogynoir thing. She said that she stepped on glass, and she did not step on glass. All right, she wanted to protect him. Okay. Interesting. She presented the information to her Instagram Live instead of talking to the police. And if you will recall, she gave us like piece by piece. It took her, I want to say, some months to say, yes, Tory shot me. I'm like, but it was on her Instagram Live. So it seems as though she was more concerned about what people were thinking about her than the actual case. There's no reason, if someone shot you in the foot, there's no reason not to lie. She's talking about this code of the streets, like, Meg, like, you're not a gangster. Like, what are you talking about? You're not gangsta boo. You're not in these streets. You're not moving keys. I just did not understand why she just would not come forward and say that she was shot by Tory. And when she did, I did not understand why she said her Instagram live, and she did not say it to the police. I don't know. Are you concerned about followers? I don't know. It caused me some concern, but I'm like, okay, now, that's ridiculous. Still, shame on Tory. This guy's a sucker, all of that, right? And I still think that he's a sucker, period. Just so we're clear. But there's nuance to this. There's nuance to it, because she got on the Gayle King interview and she said she did not sleep with Mr. Tory Lanez. And I thought that was firmly established. I thought from what the information that Tory released himself, from the pictures that they took together, from how close that they were, I thought that it was very clear that they were involved in a sexual relationship. But she got on the Gayle King and she said, no, we were not intimate. We did not have sex. No, we didn't. And then she got on the stand and said that, okay, we did have sex. But the reason that I said that we didn't, is because how could I give my body to a man that would later do this to me? Okay, I see that. I get that. I think that the reason why she was not being truthful is not to protect Black men, or because she felt bad about her decisions. There's nuance. So I'm sure that those things played a role. But I think the primary role in the inconsistencies in Meg's story was to protect herself. The code between Black women is the bond between Black women is the strongest bond that I have ever seen in my entire life. The way that Black women hold one another down, the way that Black women are there for one another in times of trauma, the way that Black women validate the beauty of other Black women is something that this world does not see outside of that dynamic, but the world has appropriated it. For example, the way that queer people, specifically the trans community, the way that they talk to one another, yes, girl, yes, and all gay people, gay Asian men, gay Latino men, gay white men, like the way that the whole gay community speaks to one another, you better work and all that, that is from Black women. It is a marvel the way that Black women in their friend group, and oftentimes strangers or women that you see on the street, the way they talk to one another, the code is strong. Megan violated that code. How did she violate that code? Because Tory was, or her best friend Kelsey was interested in Tory. They were dating, something was going on. She revealed to Megan she had a crush on him, whatever, something was happening between those two. And then Megan slept with him. And so we have to look at Megan's, the demographic that supports Megan, the hotties, as they are called on social media, the people that, her followers, the people who go to her shows, predominantly women. And I think that she said that she did not sleep with Tory. She didn't want the whole truth to get out, because she wanted to protect her own image and her own brand. Listen, don't get upset with me. I'm not saying that she deserved to get shot. Don't do that to me. I'm not saying that I hate Black women, because I love Black women a lot, loudly, privately. Check my track record. Love Black women. Don't play with me. But there's shades to this. There are many shades. There's many variations. There's a lot of things happening at one time. And Meg can be a victim of a horrendous crime, and she can be grieving the death of her mother and her grandmother. And she can also be a liar as well. Like, all of these things can be true at the same time. But to acknowledge this part of the truth and just leave that part out, I think is dangerous. So basically what you do is you simplify this and say that this is the case of a Black man abusing a Black woman. And what you leave out is this is also the case of, in the court of public opinion, which matters a lot because we're dealing with celebrities here, is also the case of a Black woman who is not being a good friend to another Black woman. And one could argue a Black woman that betrayed another Black woman. And that's the part that doesn't sit well in the consciousness of people. That's the part that would perhaps jeopardize the way that people look at Meg. That's the part that she wanted to conceal. And no, she's not. The article points to her not being the perfect victim. No, she's not the perfect victim, but at some point you have to tell the truth. And these lies that you are telling, I think that they benefit you at the expense of Black men. Let me speak further to that. In the season 46 premiere Saturday Night Live, Megan is speaking and she is performing the song Savage, and there is Malcolm X's voice in the background, and there's Tamika Mallory's voice in the background, and she's a political figure, and it says protect Black women in the back. Protect Black women. And in this case, it's protect Black women from whom? In her case, it's protect Black women from Black men. That's the narrative that's being put out there. And there is truth to that, absolutely. But when you say that and you negate the fact that you violated your friend, then you're putting all the heat on Black men, but you're not taking accountability for the instances in which you were wrong. And I think that that's not okay. That's not okay. If you're going to tell the whole truth, tell it, and tell it like it is. Let's get back into this article. Mr. Sari goes on to say, the phrase believe Black women comes with caveats. Apparently, we should only believe Black women when they are chaste, moral, and holy, based on our biased societal standards. No, that is not true. We should believe humans who are believable. We should believe people who tell the truth. And Meg, unfortunately, did not tell the whole truth. She told the truth with some lies here and there. And I don't know that I blame her. I don't know that I blame her team. I don't know who's at fault totally, but it came out of her mouth, things that were not truthful. And you can say that they came out of her mouth, and there was just no need. There was just no need for her to say that, for her to say those things. And so it just left me kind of puzzled, right? And so I think, can I support a person? Can I love a person? Can I hold a person down and also hold them accountable? Can I do all of those things? And so I just wanted to put this out there just to speak to some of the backlash. And I know that some of the backlash is coming from people who are hardcore misogynists, but there's nuance to that. A lot of the backlash initially online we're talking about was coming from other Black women who, for whatever reason, support Tory, right? They are Tory fans over Meg. I don't know how it went down, but that's a wrinkle in this that we haven't considered. Meg should not have been shot. That is absolutely terrible and ridiculous. She also should not have lied. So because my brain can process all of those things at the same time, does not make me a misogynist. Because a person questions Jewish ownership of Black art, that does not make them an anti-Semite. Because someone says that gender politics and gender identity and trans ideologies, they question whether or not it should be taught to kids in elementary school, that does not make them transphobic. And this is the logic that we need to get away from. This is the mode of thinking that I stand firmly against. No one is going to silence my critical thinking skills, and certainly not in this case with something that is so important to me, and that is the way that Black men and Black women engage with one another. So there are questions. I have those questions. That's my take on the Meg situation. What's your take? Go ahead. Don't just get upset. Drop something in the comments. And oh yeah, please subscribe to the tribe. We are almost at 400 subscribers. I want to get there, y'all. I want to get there. Listen, Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Peace, tribe. And another one.